Welcome everyone to Hillcrest Connects, where we briefly want to share with you what it means to meet together as we catch a glimpse of what God is doing in and through our congregation. Today we have with us Sharon Lieske. She's our finance director. Thanks for coming, Sharon. We're glad you're here with us.
Thanks, Mike. Glad to be here.
So we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you how COVID-19 has affected you personally and how it's affected your family life.
Sure. So it has been quite the spring, very different in our family. Normally spring is a busier season. My two oldest kids are in dance, so specifically my daughter, she's with Limelight's dance, and they do all their competitions in the spring. So it's actually my favorite season because I love watching her and watching all the performances that have been worked on so long. So we're usually in Calgary or Lethbridge or, just coming around in the city watching that, and it takes up so much time. But it's awesome because you get to visit with people and see people and do something completely different, whether or not people like that kind of thing. It's fun to be at and just kind of be with the other moms. It's a really nice community. So having that taken away, I think was actually harder on me than my daughter because it's, I always tell my husband it's like my little vacation. And so that's been really different, having the spring where the kids are at home and they're not involved in that. My oldest son is in breakdance. So again, his recital would be coming up pretty soon, and where I don't really get to see him dance a whole lot because they practice behind closed doors. So I'm missing all of that, and it's just kind of hard to change that up in a way. But otherwise, it's also made life at home very quiet, and that's been kind of nice as well, like where we're not having to drive people everywhere. So it's a good and bad kind of situation for us.
Yeah. So share with us a little bit as a parent. You started there. You have these proud moments as a parent doing things with your kids, and we've kind of lost that for the last little bit. Are there other ways that you get joy and pride from your kids and what you're doing? Can you share a little bit?
Absolutely. It's actually having the kids at home. And I know other parents will experience this. At the very beginning, it's everyone's getting used to each other being at home so much. But me and my husband and I really took our time to just spend some quality time with the kids and just watching them do their stuff. Like no matter how old they are, like I have a 16, 15, and 11-year-old, but they're still in this, hey mom, watch me, see that. And so we'll go outside and watch them do their tricks outside on the trampoline, or watch them do their dance inside. My youngest is into basketball, and he really wants to work on his vertical. So he started doing jump rope, and he wants to show me how well he's doing. And so it's really neat because it's been able to spend a lot of quality time just watching them just be kids, and what a special moment that is as a parent when you forget that when you're running around and doing everything, it's like you love that, but then to just be, having them at home is amazing as well.
So looking at the things that you've temporarily lost, the things that you've gained, what does the future look like? What are you going to change, and what are you going to do the same?
Yeah, this has been a big discussion. So I'm a thinker. I honestly think it's my, when people talk about their hobbies, what they like to do, I like to think. I like to research things and ponder things, and I don't know, kind of brings the geek out in me or something, but I love to think about how this is going to go forward, what we're going to take out of it, what we can learn through it, because like anything, there's so many things that we could just sit back and be annoyed at the whole situation, or we can really say what are some good things to take away. So for us, a big one has been the whole screen time. There's been so much screen, whether it's for online school, just watching TV, watching movies, gaming. My youngest, he's our really social one, so we've been letting him do some gaming with some friends online, which normally we'd never do that. So there's been a ton of screen time. So a couple weeks ago, my husband and I were talking, and we said we need to talk to our kids about the screen that they've been watching, and not just say, okay, no more screen, you guys got to get outside, and that's it. But we wanted to sit down and get them to assess what are really great things that come from technology, and what are some really bad things that you could fall into. And let's talk about that, because we're not raising kids, we're raising adults, and we want them to launch into the world. Like, this technology is not going away. So if we can give them some tools to show them how choices with technology can be good or bad into the future, that's something that we wanted to discuss with them. And I tell you, they were fantastic, coming up with a huge list of pros, which was really cool for them to see how technology you can socialize with people and all of that, but how socializing is different than in physical socializing. So for them to be able to say, okay, that's really great, but there's some negative sides to this, and listing out all the negatives, and I feel like it was a really good balance, and it was all them, and they really owned it. So it's been easier for us to say, hey, you guys, how much screen have you done? How much fresh air have you gotten? How much exercise did you get outside, not just inside in front of a screen? Because sometimes they like to do workout videos on YouTube or something. It's different when you're outside in the world, and the smells and the sounds and everything. So I think that's going to be something that we will do. That will be a topic that will be there for a long time. And I hope that the kids will hone in on that and remember that that was something that we did.
So let's shift a little bit to work. You have a unique role in the church.
Yeah.
And you see things that other people don't see. Your responsibilities are very important. Can you share with us some of the challenges you see right now going forward?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure everyone would not be surprised to hear that the giving has taken a bit of a hit. I think while people figure out their own stance through this all, where things will fall. However, that being said, I've actually been really blessed to the position to see how cared for we are as a church body as well. And, though I don't know everyone's individual situation, it's just you can tell people are loving the church and loving the good work that God's been doing here and through us. So as we reach out to the community, people want to support what we're doing, and so we can feel that. Yeah. I think it's sweet with some of the gifts that have come in. There's been little notes to the staff, little special comments that people, you can tell it's important to keep our mission going of just sharing love with people, and so that's been really neat to see. But going forward, I've told this to a few people. This hump is not what I'm concerned about. I'm looking down the road. I'm looking at 8, 9 months, even a year down the road when things are a little harder. The reality has set in. Maybe things haven't gone back to normal. So we're preparing for that. And I'm so impressed with our lead team. We have incredible staff here, but especially in the leadership with Steve and Pastor Glenn, and Pastor Jamie. They've been incredible and very uniquely gifted to guide us through this. So conversations I've had with Pastor Glenn have just been so supportive in what we've been doing, and I know he's new with us, but what an asset, what an incredible gift that God's brought in him being here. So I've really felt that support from lead team to be able to put forward my recommendations, my suggestions. I love statistics, I love forecasting, I love to train more in that, and I've been having the ability to dig into that and go deep into that, and I felt a lot of support from our lead team with that. So though I'm apprehensive of how things will play out, I've also seen what I've coined as God math in the years and years I've been doing this. I've seen God work things out that shouldn't have worked out, but they do. And you just see things line up that right now I'm sure things are lining up that next year I'll look back and go, oh, that's cool. That's how God was working that out.
So what's most challenging for you, and how can we pray for you?
Right now, I would love prayer for just stamina through this all. It's exhausting. keeping up with all the details that are changing. Like people say, literally every day, and you go, well, that's not literal. Yeah, it is. There are little things that are changing, and then you think you know something, and you go and start to do an application or whatever, and oh, that's changed. There's just a lot to know. Again, I'm really impressed with the support we've had from even the membership we had, like with the 4 Cs. Some people know about that. It's a great organization that's had a whole body of different admin people all coming together and going over the different requirements needed. So that's been great. But there's just a lot of little things with we're accessing some government funding. We've done some temporary layoffs. We're using some extra things we have with Service Canada. And when you don't do those all the time, you just need to think them through. Make sure you've got all your I's dotted and T's crossed. And those all are exhausting. So I find myself really tired at the end of the day, just mentally. And then I'm an introvert, naturally. And so when I go home, I actually want to be alone, even though I've been alone all day, but I'm tired. So to rejuvenate, I tend to want to be alone, which then is hard when my family's there and my kids haven't seen me all day and you know, they want attention, and I'm not trying to push them away. I'm just get overloaded. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that I balance it well. And I really like what Pastor Glenn said one time at a staff meeting when he said it's really important that we take time to rest and not rot while we do it. So when I take time, I'm trying to be smart about the choices I make when I take that time off, that I'm not just, you know, sitting on social media, just, you know, letting my brain go, but actually engaging in things that will rejuvenate me, even if it is just, you know, grabbing a book in my room or a cup of tea and just getting a little bit of quiet time. And my kids know that about me, so they're really good about, oh, Mom needs 20 minutes, just, you know, leave her alone for a bit. And that's, so yeah, just energy, stamina.
You've already been very encouraging, but is there something you'd like to share with your church family to encourage them?
When this first started, God placed a picture on my heart just of where Jesus is in the boat and he's asleep during the storm. And it was not that he is uncaring about the situation that's going on. It was literally that he's got this storm happening, so it's not even a concern to him in that he's got it. So he was able to sleep through it. And when it was time, he got up and everyone was, oh, there's a storm going on. And he just said, peace, and it was still. And I feel like if we just make sure that we remember who's in control of this storm, not saying that he sent it to us or anything like that, but that the good that's going to come out of this, for whatever reason, he will make that happen. And so we just have to keep doing what we can to keep our eyes on him and do what we can to love people around us and take those small opportunities to, wherever they are, to be able to just have that kindness to others or be something that's, you know, standing out in your life that you knew you needed to change. Well, this is a great time to change that. So I just think that this is a great time to do that.
Thanks, Sharon. It was really good. Thank you for joining with us today. To stay connected with us, sign up on Realm, follow us on our social media sites, or visit us at hillcrestchurch.net.